Today we're checking out the Final Fantasy VII Remake First Class Edition. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and let's get into it. Hey, what is going on guys? So today, I'm super pumped. I've just received my Final Fantasy VII Remake First Class Edition. Guys, I cannot believe this edition arrived so early. This game is officially out on Friday, the 10th of April, 2020. And today is the 6th of April, so I got this game super early. And yeah, I just really cannot believe it. I'm so excited to unbox this thing for you guys. I know a lot of you guys watch my Player's Guide reviews, so I really hope you guys enjoy this video. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to check out this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a suggestion in the comments below for what video you guys want to see next. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. So first up we have the game. So this is the deluxe edition of Final Fantasy VII. Really cannot wait to check it out. And next up here we have the main thing. So this is the Player's Guide, Cloud Strife and Hardy Daytona figures. Super awesome. And so down here, we have this bonus item. So if you pre-order the game from the Square Enix store, then you got this exclusive game tag, which is very cool. I'll give you guys a look at that a little bit later on. Here's a super quick look at the outer packaging for the game, just in case you guys want to check it out. And so here's the inside of the First Class Edition. And yeah, we have the Player's Guide, Hardy Daytona and Cloud Strife figures. Super awesome. I really cannot wait to get these figures out of the box and take a closer look. But yeah, here's a look at the inside of the packaging in case you guys want to see it. Super nice packaging. I really love the design. Alright guys, and so here's the figure. I have the packaging, and I mean, what can I say guys? This is such an awesome piece. I'm so happy of how this thing turned out. I was pretty skeptical when I first seen this thing, but now that I've got the bag in hand, I can say that it's such a nice piece, and I'm so happy with it. I'll give you guys a look at the Daytona a little bit later on. Now as for the Cloud figure, I'm pretty disappointed because this is the exact same Cloud figure that they released. I think it was back in 2017, so yeah, a bit disappointing that it's not the updated Cloud figure. And of course we have the deluxe edition of the game. So yeah guys, there's a look at everything that comes with the Final Fantasy VII Remake First Class Edition. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Stay tuned guys. Okay, and so first up, let's go ahead and check out the game. So here we have the deluxe edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Guys, I really cannot believe that this is finally released. I mean, this has got to be like one of the most anticipated remakes of all time, so I just really cannot believe that I actually have it here in my hands. But anyhow, let's go ahead and check out the game. So here's the front. We have a very nice front cover with the logo of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And as you can see, it gives off a nice reflection in the lights. It looks super cool. Here we have Deluxe Edition, rated 16 in the UK, made by Square Enix. And here's the side. Final Fantasy VII Remake, the other side. And so here is the back. So yeah, let's take a look at what we have here. So here's everything that's included with this edition. So we have the Sephiroth Steelbook, we have a 64-page hardback art book, and we have a mini soundtrack. So yeah, quite a nice edition. It's very compact. And right here, just in case you guys want to check it out, we have some screenshots of the characters from the game. So of course we have Cloud Strife, Tifa Lockhart, we have Aerith, and we have Barret. And I think that's Ifrit. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like Ifrit to me, but I wouldn't be 100% sure about that. But anyhow, we also have a bit of text here. So if you guys want to read that, then feel free to pause and read. So yeah, there's a look at the packaging. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up here, and we will check out the contents. So let's get the top opened up, and let's see what we have here. So here's a look at all the contents. I'm super excited. So let's see what we have here. That is such a nice steelbook. That is probably one of the nicest steelbooks that I've seen in a very long time. And here at the side of the spine we have Final Fantasy VII Remake, and on the back we have the logo of the game. Yeah, that is such an awesome steelbook. Very high quality as well. And let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of the steelbook. And yeah, we also have a super nice image. I think this is like the key artwork of Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, let's go ahead and get our steelbook to the side for the moment. Next up, let's check out the game. So yeah, here's like the standard copy of the game. Once again, we have the nice key artwork of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And here's the spine and the back, which is pretty much the same information and images as on the back of the cardboard. So let's get the game open up here, and I think there may be some codes in here, so let me just double check. Yeah, we have a couple leaflets here, so let me just see what these are here really quick. It's pretty interesting because some of these figures are new and some of these figures are old. The Aerith and the Tifa figures are new. They haven't been released yet, but the Cloud and the Barret are the 2017 figures, so it's kind of interesting how they have a mix of some of the old and some of the new figures. Next up here we have some more advertisements on some more of these products of Final Fantasy VII, and here we have our code for the Cactuar summon materia. Very cool. And next up here we have our registration code for Final Fantasy VII. Let's get them to the side for the moment and let's check out the game itself. So it's pretty cool because, as you can see, there's another image on the inside of the case, so you can switch out the image for whichever one you want. We have this one of Cloud, and we have this one, which I think is of, yeah, it's of the logo of the game. So let's take a quick look at the discs. So first up we have the data disc, and next up here we have the play disc. So yeah, you have to install the updates on this data disc before you play the game. So that's why there's two discs, in case you were wondering. But yeah, there's a look at the insides of the standard copy of the game. Let's get that to the side. And so next up here, let's check out the soundtrack for the game. So this is only a mini soundtrack, so it's only got some of the tracks from the game. I'm sure that they're going to release like a full album of all the songs from the game, but nonetheless, it's super nice that they included this. So here in the back we have the track listing. So if you guys want to read that, then feel free to pause and read. It's basically just all the tracks on the disc. And so let's take a quick look at the disc itself. And yeah, we have a really nice image of Cloud Strife. It's super high quality as well, that image. Really nicely done. So yeah, let's get our soundtrack to the side for the moment. And let's take a look at the art book. So here's a look at the front. We have a nice close-up of Cloud Strife here. And here's a look at the side of the spine. Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition art book. And the back. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the insides. So now, I'm not going to go page by page. I don't really want to spoil the game for myself, if there's any spoilers in here. So we're just going to take a quick look at the art book. And so first up here we have a bit of text. So if you guys want to read this, once again, feel free to pause and read. And we also have the same text in Japanese. And we have a nice image of Cloud Strife. So yeah, let's take a look at the art book. So first up, we have some nice concept art of Cloud Strife. And next up here we have some images of Aerith. Super nice. I've got to say, I love the new design of all these characters, especially Tifa. I think she's probably my favorite design from the remake. It's just such a nice design. And next up here we have Barret. And these images are very high quality. And so let's see what else we have here. So we have some more concept arts of all these various characters. And next up here we have the one-winged angel himself. We have Sephiroth. It's such high resolution. So yeah, let's flick on by a bit here. I don't want to go page by page. I don't want to see too much. I kind of want to play the game for myself first before I look at the art book a bit more in depth. But anyhow, here's a look at some of these summons. So here we have the Chocobo. And down here we have a fat Chocobo. That is hilarious. Wow, look at that fat Chocobo. Super funny. Let's flick on by a bit more. We have some more of these summons. So we have one of the favorites we have Behemoth. I wonder if we can see, yeah, here's Ifrit right here. This is probably my favorites. I've always loved Ifrit. Such an awesome design. I love the new kind of concept arts. And flicking on by here, we have some more of these like enemies in the game which you fight. And moving on here, we have some of these creature designs. Such nice designs. I've always loved the concept arts, especially in Final Fantasy. They've just always got such nice designs. Here we have the Genova pod. It's pretty creepy. And let's see what else we have here. So moving on here to, I guess these are the environments in the game. Some of these are like really nice hand-drawn images, as you can see. And some of them are like super high quality digital concept arts, which is a really nice contrast to see the different types of artwork. And so let's see what else we have here. So we have some more of these environment concepts. This is the Shinra building. And here we have some of Cloud's weapons. So here's like all these various blades and swords and whatnots. And here we have some of Barrett's weapons. And so here we have some of the vehicles in the game. This one's pretty cool. This is a Chocobo carriage. That's a very, very cool concept. And moving on here, we have some more of these vehicles. So here we have the concepts of Hardy Daytona. So yeah, there's a quick look at the art book for Final Fantasy VII. Okay, and so next up, let's go ahead and check out the Final Fantasy VII lanyard. So this was a pre-order item. If you pre-ordered the game from the Square Enix store, then yeah, you got this item for free, which is a very cool gift. So here's a look at the outer packaging for this lanyard. It's pretty much just like a plastic bag, so let's go ahead and get this thing opened up here and we will check it out. So we have a couple of images of the characters from the game. So we have Barrett, we have Tifa, Clouds, and Aerith, and I think it's pretty much the exact same on the other side. So yeah, it's double-sided, which is very, very cool. And here at the top we have the logo of the game, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Square Enix Store. And once again, it's double-sided. Alright guys, and so let's go ahead and take a look at the Player's Kai, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hardy Daytona, and Cloud Strife. Even though it's the same figure, the bike is so nicely made that yeah, I just think it's worth every single penny. I mean, just look at all the details. So I'm going to make a separate review that's going to be a lot more in depth. So if you guys want to check that out, then it will be on my channel. But I mean, yeah, look at the details on this figure. So nicely done. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Hardy Daytona. So here's a look at the front of the bike. So here's the wheel. And as you can see, we have all these mechanical parts, like all these pistons, so nicely sculpted in there. It's really quite amazing, the detailing on this particular bike. I really love the design. I think it looks great. And yeah, it's just so nicely done. I love how the bike is so shiny. It's very reflective. As you can see, it gives off a nice shine in the lights. And every single bit of detail just really stands out, which is really impressive on this bike. Even down here we have all these mechanical parts in the engine. It's just super nicely done. I absolutely love the detailing, and even the paint job is super crisp and clean. I really don't see any problems on this bike at all in terms of the paint job. It's a pretty flawless paint job. And so here's a look at the Buster Swords. So as mentioned, it's pretty much the exact same Cloud figure as before. There's really not much difference here, but I mean, it's still a nice figure, and he still has a great head sculpt, so it really doesn't bother me too much that it's the same figure. So he does fit on the bike pretty well. I mean, he's a pretty sturdy fit on the bike, so you really don't need to worry about that. Moving back here we have the engine piece of the bike, and here's the back tire. And so here we have the front of the bike, and so here is the front of the tire piece. Really nicely done. I think this bike is a lot more detailed compared to Fenrir, which is really impressive. And here we have the front of the bike itself. Now unfortunately, there is no light-up feature on this bike compared to Fenrir, so that is definitely a shame on the figure. It would have been super awesome with a light-up feature, but anyhow, here's a look at the Clouds, and there's a look at the back of the bike. And so here's the other side of the bike, And once again, we have all these mechanical parts, all these pistons sculpted in there. And here we have this side of the bike with the handle piece right there. It's actually got a bit of articulation in there. So yeah, it's pretty nice to know that the figure isn't completely stationary. And here at the bottom we have the stand, which is actually made out of metal. So it's pretty sturdy. It really does help to support the weight of the bike. And here we have the sides of the Cloud figure. And so here's the engine piece. And we have the back tire. And so here's the back of the figure. So this tire piece is kind of made out of a semi-soft piece of plastic. So it's kind of bendy, which is a really cool touch. And here we have the back of these engine pieces themselves. And here we have the back of the bike. Once again, it doesn't have a light up feature, which is really unfortunate. But anyhow, here's the back of the Cloud figure. Alright, and so here's just a super quick comparison on both of these bikes, which are made by Players Kai. So right here we have the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. This is Cloud and Fenrir. Such an awesome bike. And here of course we have the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hardy Daytona and Cloud Strife. So yeah, there's quite a big difference between these bikes. As you can see, the whole design is completely different, and even the color scheme is a lot different. As you can see, the colors on the Daytona are very black, silver, and then we have a bit of like kind of bronze at the bottom here. Whereas the Fenrir, it's mainly black and kind of like a rusted silver. So yeah, there's quite a big difference between the two bikes. And so as for the Cloud figures, as you can see, they're completely different. So here we have the AC Cloud, and here we have the Remake Cloud. Quite a big difference between these two figures. I really don't know which one I like better. I mean, they're such great figures, and yeah, they both turn out absolutely fantastic. So yeah, there's a quick comparison on the Hardy Daytona and Fenrir. So yeah guys, this is a super nice edition. I'm just so happy that I actually picked this thing up. I mean, it's such a nice edition. It's probably one of the best editions which I've picked up in a while, and it's pretty much got everything that you would want in a collector's edition for a game. So yeah, super happy. So just as a quick recap at what we have here. So first up, we have the outer packaging for the game. We have the packaging for the deluxe edition. We have the art book, the steel book, the standard copy of the game. We have the soundtrack. We have the bonus item. And of course, we have the Players Kai, Hardy Daytona, and Cloud Strife figures. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a suggestion in the comments below for what video you guys want to see next. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great time playing Final Fantasy VII. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next video. Alright, take it easy guys.